Hello boaters, welcome to Narrowboat Journeys. My name is Phil and I've lived aboard my narrowboat on the canal system for over 30 years. I share my home with my two cats, Bushka and Midge, and we spend our days travelling around the canal system and making videos. I'm on the Ashby Canal, just south of the town of Hinckley. I'm starting off between bridges 13 and 14, and in this video we'll travel through the town of Hinckley and more up between bridges 21 and 22. And that's fairly close to Stoke Golding, but not quite. So before we go any farther, let's have a look at the map. Well, it's a nice simple one. That's the thing about the Ashby Canal. Very simple cruising. We're starting at the yellow marker down at the bottom of the map and finishing at the yellow marker up at the top. It's just a straight cruise through the town of Hinckley. There's a water point just before bridge 15 and I'll be stopping there briefly. As you can see, it's another dull and cloudy day, and unfortunately the weather conditions do get worse as the trip progresses. On the left here are some visitor moorings, which is quite handy because there's a pub just around the corner. And here, just before bridge 15, is a water point, and this is the only facilities that you have in the whole of Hinckley, so make use of it. There's no Elsan or rubbish. Well, that's the water tank filled. Let's carry on. There are visitor moorings on either side of this bridge, number 15, and that's the A5 main road crossing it. It's very noisy. It's a low bridge. Look at all the scrape marks on the ceiling. Bridge 17 is like that as well. This is a very industrial part of Hinckley. I don't think I've ever seen any boats moored up along here, so it could be a dodgy area. I don't know. There's someone up there by the bridge with a bag full of bread. That's what's getting the ducks so excited. On the right is a little lake which is used for boating, and just after that there's a short canal arm which is used for mooring only. Look at the damage to the canal bank there on the left. That's an accident waiting to happen. The town centre is to the right of here, and unfortunately the canal never goes close to it. You're always about over a mile away from the town centre, so it can be accessed by this previous bridge, and it can also be accessed by bridge 17, which is just around this corner. You can probably get a bus from there. Time to put the hat on, I think. It's quite cold. It's not a very cold day, but because I'm just standing around sort of doing nothing, the cold sort of gradually creeps into you. As I said, you can probably get a bus from this road to the town centre. Also, probably about half a mile along, there's a post office and convenience store. It's all to the right of here. Make sure you've got nothing tall on your roof. Oh dear, someone's having a bad day by the sound of it. Here on the right is Trinity Marina, where you can get all of your boating supplies, I would imagine. These boats on the right are all privately moored, but here up ahead there's some quite decent, not official visitor moorings, but visitor moorings nonetheless, and quite a good place to stop. That's Bridge 17A up ahead, and to the left of it, about a mile away, there's an Aldi store. It's quite convenient, and here on this side of the bridge are some visitor moorings, but as you can see, some boat has met a sad demise. I don't know the circumstances by that. This is a good place to stop if you want to go to the Aldi store. I'm not sure about mooring here overnight though. Here's a map to help you. We're at the visitor moorings, which is the red marker, and you notice that little red line I've drawn on the map. That's a cycle lane and pavement which will take you all the way down to Aldi. Be careful though, because the roads themselves are actually very busy. As far as I know, these tents appear to be unoccupied. Here on the right is the famous Triumph motorcycle factory. I'm not interested, but I believe they have a visitor centre there. That's pretty much the end of Hinckley now. On the left we've got an enormous Tesco's warehouse, unfortunately not a store, but it's just a distribution centre. I was getting colder and I could feel a few spots of rain, so I decided to put my coat on. But I had problems because I had so many other layers on. I couldn't get the thing on. I really struggled. This is quite a nice place to moor up if you don't want to stop in Hinckley itself. And then, as expected, the rain started. Because I had external power plugged into the GoPro, it wasn't properly waterproof, so I decided to put it inside for a bit. There are some very pleasant looking moorings on the other side of Bridge 21. Just before Bridge 22 there's a good mooring spot, but the internet here was absolutely terrible. So that's it for today. I'm wet and cold and I've had enough, so I'm mooring up. Time to let the cats out. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you again soon.